Tell me about your father.
Oh, just amazing. I mean, for me, more than just father, because he also taught me this incredible art of self-knowledge.
How old were you when you did that?
I was about 7.
Tell me more about your father's life, what he did.
He, through his effort, reached and made those people who were willing to give him the opportunity to touch their heart so that they could again in their life begin that journey of enjoyment, begin that process of enjoyment. He was giving them the opportunity to have self-knowledge in their lives.
When he gave you your own sense of self-knowledge, how did that happen?
Well, we had been listening to what he had to say. And at some point, he must have felt that, yes, there was a genuine thirst that we had. He invited all the brothers into the living room and said, "Do you want this?" And that's very important. That's very, very important. Do you want this? Not, here it is. Do you want this? Because now you are taking responsibility for having that discipline that you need to have towards self-knowledge. And you can say no. It's not a problem. And I don't remember what their answer was, my brother's answers were, but I remember mine. Yes, I do. It was a gift. What was being given to me was a way to connect inside, to go inside and feel a simple, beautiful, profound feeling. But whether I was going to do that or not, that was incumbent upon me. And when I said yes to that gift, I took that responsibility.
It's not easy to fully understand yourself. Self-knowledge takes a discipline.
Yes.
You have a wonderful story about knowledge coming drop by drop like the water in a cave. Tell me that story.
You look at a river, and you look at the mighty river, and it's, wow, look at all this water, look at the flow. And look at all the things that that river influences on both its shores. And yet if you were to journey up that river and keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going, you'll get to a point where you will see not a river, but a drop. And all those drops come together and form this mighty, mighty river. Looking at the river, you can't imagine its gentleness of a drop, just like the gentleness of the moment called now. That's your drop. That's how this life begins. That's how this dance begins. Mighty power in this world and a humble drop called now. Not a question of discipline, question of understanding, appreciation. How can you be without it?
Love that story. What is the sense that you have of our existence before and after this moment that we're in now?
My sense is, why am I worried about those things? Why am I not worried about right now? Why am I pretending I've captured it all? Now I have the luxury to think about what's going to happen after I go away. People get so caught up in heaven and hell. Heaven and hell is here. It's here. It's happening right in front of your eyes. It's manifesting. Behold this magnificent beauty. Open your eyes. This is not the time to close them. There will be the time to close your eyes. And you will have them closed for a long, long time.
I was thinking this morning about the value of the things that you teach and how they work. And I thought, if I close my eyes and just let my mind wander, it goes from thought to thought to thought to thought. there may be 10 thoughts in 60 seconds. That if my body was as uncoordinated and uncontrolled as my mind, I would never make it across the street alive. And what you are teaching people is to stay focused in this moment.
A lot of people get into, let me control my mind, into what they call mind control. I say to people, that's one thing you can't control. It doesn't have a steering wheel on it. It has no means of controlling. Don't get into that, because it is the mind that will come along and say, you should control me, just try. No, there's another way. And the way is to feel that passion, to feel that love, to feel that which self-knowledge brings, because that's what self-knowledge is that bridge to within, to go within and to feel. Not to think about it, but to feel it. Because in front of feeling, reasoning and thought give way, they yield. This is that difference again between reason and feeling. Reason and feeling.
So you're beginning to teach in India. How do you know, what made you feel at that tender age that you had the ability to impart knowledge?
I have a gift. I've been given a gift. I'm very thankful for that gift. But I have a gift. And that gift is what allows me to be in touch with that and to be able to express it. Not everybody can paint. That doesn't mean that they can't feel, but they can't express it, can't bring it to canvas. I have that gift which can bring that feeling to the canvas. I can paint. And I paint with my words. I paint with my expression. I paint with my feelings.
Why do you think so many of the traditions about searching for self-knowledge come out of India?
I think people are searching everywhere. Everywhere. It's not so defined. In India, there is a lot more definition to search. This is what it means, this is how you should do it, this is how you start. But in essence, we're all searching. The search comes from the heart. We search for it, search for that bliss, search for that truth, search for that beauty. As soon as we start to feel that it does exist, as soon as we can somehow, and this may sound extremely mysterious, but it's that feeling that when that stirs inside, when the heart starts to seek, the search begins.
You use the word bliss. That's a very interesting word. What does it mean to you?
To me, bliss is that same thing as happiness, as joy, of being in a state, of being in a place, of being in that groove, if you will, where the heart dances and you allow it to dance.
To follow your own bliss, seek it out.
Yes.
Tell me about meditation.
Again, meditation is one of these things that has got an awful lot of rubber stamping going on with it. A lot of people think, well, if I sit down quietly somewhere and try to control my thoughts, that's meditation. A lot of people think if I sit down and I think only about positive things, that's meditation. It is not a question of sitting in a form that looks like you're practicing this inner meditation and saying, oh yes, I'm meditating, because what's going on inside? Am I calm enough? Am I calm enough? Have I achieved it? I have achieved it. I have achieved. See, that's the stuff that's so funny.
I know so well what you are talking about from my own experiences in learning to meditate. Absolutely. Is it 15 minutes? Have I counted all of my breaths? Absolutely, you go through that. Wow.
And it's this big ping pong game going on inside, and the outside, the appearance is how serene. What a man, what a realized person this must be to be sitting there in this posture. What has the posture got to do with it? To me, the real essence of meditation is the union between our consciousness and our self. When our real and true consciousness, not perceived realities, but true consciousness, meets with the true self, that inner beauty, then there is something to behold.